Okay. Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, and hello. For those of you who've been rocking with me for the last few nights, thank you, and thank you. Um, Day 5 of my 13 days of impact. Um, I'm grateful to be here. God is blessing me in ways that I just cannot put on paper. So I'm very grateful. For those of you who are joining for the first time, I am Wanda Mays, and my birthday is July 13th. This year, instead of birthday gifts or throwing a party, I chose to celebrate by highlighting people, organizations, partnerships that are making real difference in our communities. Tonight, I'll be focusing on something that has been or should have been, or it is the cornerstone of every thriving community, and that is known as it's faith, faith, faith. Anybody knows me knows that I'm a church girl, but not just a church girl. I really know that God has placed a lot of things in my life that I did not expect, and I am grateful and I am honored. And more specifically tonight, impact of our churches and our faith-based partners. And you already know I'm going to open up with prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you. Thank you for bringing us together this evening. Thank you for every church, every pastor, every ministry leader, every volunteer, every congregation represented here tonight. Thank you for the countless lives that have been touched through acts of love, compassion, and service. Guide our conversation. Help us discover new ways to save our communities together. May everything we do bring you glory in Jesus' name. Amen. I did invite several groups and several churches to come on this evening. And as we know, with the summer being what it is, and me just making this decision a few days ago, if people are able to get on, I'm grateful. If not, I'm going to keep the bus rolling. So I'm appreciative of anybody that does have the time or take the opportunity to come on. Why churches matter. When I think about the strongest communities that I've worked in over the last 30 plus years, the one thing they all have had in common were strong churches. Churches have been more than places where people gather on Sundays. They're places of where hope begins. Hope is a word we don't tend to use a lot anymore, but we need to reintegrate it into our conversation. We got to start bringing hope back. I think that's why so many of our youth are lost. They don't see hope. They don't feel hope. And we don't encourage them or give them the information to have hope. This is where families find encouragement. Children are nurtured. I loved growing up in church as a child. And I remember the many men and women who were supportive and corrective and gave good information and just gave information that made me the better person or the person I am today. Seniors find companionship. The elders in our church, to me, are the most important because they continue to give us the information of their experiences to allow us to learn what we can do better or not do at all. Back in the day, or even now, churches are food banks. They help with clothing, counseling, prayer, and just all around love. So churches are often the first place that people turn to when life gets hard. A lot of churches are opening back up to the fact that that is the space that they are supposed to be operating in. So I know a lot of people ran from churches at one point. I think I might have even done the same thing at some given point, just church tired, church worn out, church hurt, whatever it was. But I'm grateful that God has allowed me to stay in that space and He's using me and my gifts to continue to serve the church as best I can. My journey. I've mentioned this before. I'll go over it a little bit. So I've been blessed throughout my career to partner with churches across many different communities. For those of you who know, I've lived in Maryland, I've lived in Virginia, I've lived in Georgia. Of course, Fort Myers is home, currently in Tampa. Whether we were working on education, youth development, housing, nonprofit capacity building, or leadership training, churches were always a part of the solution. I've never not worked with a church, never not helped a church, never not poured my gifts and talents into a church. Most churches do understand their communities better than almost anyone because that's the hub. All backgrounds, all ages, all uh, at this point, all races. I think things are starting to mingle a little bit. Churches are supposed to know families. Churches are supposed to know needs. Churches are supposed to know opportunities. That's why partnerships with our churches are so important. Why they matter. No single organization can ever solve a problem alone. So all the nonprofit capacity building I've been doing since I can remember, the one thing that I've had to fight with most nonprofits is they felt like they were an island or that whatever they were doing was just the best thing since sliced bread. And we both know that that's not the case, or none of us know that that's not the case. You can't do anything alone. Government can't do it alone. Schools can't do it alone. Nonprofits can't do it alone. Businesses can't do it alone. Churches can't do it alone. But together, we can accomplish extraordinary things. And I've seen this before, and some of you have as well. And when churches partner with nonprofits, lives change. When churches partner with schools, students succeed. When churches partner with businesses, communities grow stronger. When churches partner with any organizations, like we currently are the Tampa Bay chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, we're creating opportunities that inspire and will inspire the next generations. Our partnerships with inside of the community are what going to help students build their next lives. So that's what we're here to do. So spotlight on partnership opportunities. Any church or organization that's listening to me, whether you are here live or you decide to listen to me later on some other platform. Currently, I am streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. We're connecting with churches, and you probably have received them. Some of you have received emails from me. You need to get a group of Red Tail student ambassadors on your campus. Church, schools, I'm already partnering with, and we're doing our best to get that information out. Hosting a youth leadership workshop. In order for churches to survive, I don't care what church you are, if you do not have youth in your church, you are doomed to die. And if you don't have things that inspire and encourage and motivate you to build their lives to something better and better and better every day, you will not survive. As far as the Tampa Bay chapter, Tuskegee Airmen, we'll come talk to you. Invite us for Men's Day, Women's Day, Youth Sunday, Veteran Recognition Services. That's why we're here. It's not just to provide for the youth, which is what my first love is. We're here to make sure that we partner with you and we help you become a better you. We're not here to plug in and remove, because a lot of people who get with other groups of people go because it's something that they're getting. I am really in a place of service. I'm really in a place of just giving all that I have to the community. And so are the others. Now, a lot of people haven't been on with me because, remember, this was my thing. This is my sacrifice back to the community. This is my sacrifice back to what it is that I am doing. And I asked people if they wanted to join. And of course, they will at some point. I think the last thing, which is the birthday celebration thing that they wanted to do, we'll get together and do that. Partner with back to school events. Now for this year, for the Tampa chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, we're kind of limited because we already reached out to several groups and we will be showing up in different places. So if you still have a date and time for your back to school event and you would like for us to be a part of it, please just reach out to me and I'll make sure that I coordinate that with our team. We're currently serving Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, Polk, Pasco, and Hernando. With all of those counties, we'll do our best to either send you information. We can actually do a stream live into your location as well to give you what you need for your back to school events. We're supporting STEM and aviation. I think that was what I mentioned before. We definitely here to recognize veterans in your congregation. A lot of services are shifting, and we're partnering with other nonprofits who provide services for veterans, and we're providing that information to veterans. And then volunteer as mentors for our students. We're always taking volunteers. We're never going to tell anybody no or turn anybody away. Anyone that wants to come on and support us in our efforts, we are very, very grateful. So there's so many ways to partner with us. Our first partnership is with my church, which is New Hope Missionary Baptist Church. If you come out to our back to school, which is on August the 1st, and I'll send that out as well, or I'll post it on our page. August the 1st will be our back to school. I think that's the date. I'll confirm it. So come out then. Tuskegee Airmen will be there. We'll be there with information. We won't be able to do any demonstrations on that day. One, because you have to plan that out in enough time to have a few certified people on campus and to make sure that the drones are there. That's why the fundraising part is in place. We want to make sure that anyone, any organization that wants to have drone demonstrations, that we don't say no, and that we have enough resources that we can actually give information to people. So here's the community challenge. And this is the challenge for tonight. If you're watching and you connected to a church, tag your church, tag your pastor, share this broadcast, invite your ministry leaders to watch the replay, and let's begin the conversations about what we can accomplish together. And these days of impact aren't a joke to me. It's not just for me to come on so you can see my face. I'm not looking for likes. I'm not looking for a bunch of people to say, attaboy. If you are here watching, this should mean something to you. You should be wanting to do something different. And if you're not in a church, whatever community organization that you're a part of, I get people, and I'm going back and I'm looking, I'm not disturbed, so to speak, but I'm wondering, what's the love for? Like, have you donated? Are you a member? Have you helped a student? Have you reached out and said that you're a volunteer? I'm being very stern about this because this next school year and the school year after that is going to be make or break for some of the students in pretty much any county, in any city, in any state. They have to have something that they can do that can expand their lives past what they're doing in the classroom. That is why, and the only reason that I volunteered to be in here support of the Tampa Bay chapter of Tuskegee Airmen, because I know what this organization can do for the community, and I know what programs and services we can offer to your churches or your community organizations to currently expand the programs that you have. So, wrapping it up, birthday appeal. Birthday is July 13th. I am not begging because I don't really need to. If you're here watching me, click the button and make a donation. That will help a child become a part of this organization. Hillsborough County, as wonderful as they are, will be limiting their scholarships, although they have partnered with us to do so. Of course, they can't offer us endless scholarships or unlimited scholarships. So give that info, do your part, do your part, do your part, make the sacrifice. Invest in this. That's what I'm asking for this year. Like I said, normally would have had a party and a bunch of people would have come. And I've had beautiful gifts in the past, many of them well over $25. So this year, don't worry about that. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about gifts. Click that link in whatever platform you're on. Donate to a student. That student will be thankful and grateful. And then you'll be able to come out and see the work that those students are doing, depending on what location you are near. We're here to build young leaders. Definitely here to expand the Red Tail Student Ambassador Program. I'm a nonprofit capacity consultant by nature. I want to help you expand what you're doing in your programs and in your churches as well. We're going to expand educational opportunities. I don't really want to recreate anything because a lot of you are already doing anything. We just want to come and partner with you where you are. And I'm a natural servant of the community. So that's where I am. So I invite you to support. Look at the information in the description of where you're looking for. And tonight, just tell me where you're watching from, which church you're representing. If you haven't already, put it in the chat. What ministry has impacted your life the most? That's something that I would like to know. What community issues do you believe churches can help solve? A lot of us are just kind of sitting around waiting. Partnerships should be happening across the aisles with a lot of what's happening. That's what's going to help your church move forward. And not just partnering with another church, but partner with the community organization that can help you build what you need to do. All right, tomorrow is day 6 of the Funding Monday. That's what I'll be doing. And I'll be talking about where do you find funding. Now it's time for me to move into a place where I'm actually giving you information, and it's not about a bunch of grants. There are grants out there. It takes a good little while to write grants. First, I'm getting that in the background too, and I'm thinking, if I don't know about your organization, if I don't know, about your board, what your mission, your vision is, how many programs you have, how long you've been around, what social proof you have about your group, that takes a minute to learn in order to write a grant for someone. People feel like they should be able to sit for long periods of time and talk. That is called consulting. That's called consulting. And understand that you don't have to have thousands of dollars to do it, but you have to invest in what it is that you're looking for. So tomorrow will probably be a good time to check in, because I'm going to give you some strategies, some resources, and some steps that can help you strengthen your funding pipeline. I'm going to send you a few places. If you're part of a nonprofit, a church, a community organization, tomorrow's conversation is one you will not want to miss, because that's where I'll be dropping some gems that I normally only drop when I am in the middle of a nonprofit capacity building meeting with an organization. So thank you for joining me tonight. There are not a lot of people here at this time. People still might be with their families. Thank you to every pastor, church leader, ministry, volunteer, and congregation that serves faithfully. Continue to become stronger, where faith becomes action. As we continue at the 13 days of impact, I hope you'll join me in believing that partnerships, not just programs, change lives. Before you leave tonight, like the broadcast, share it with your circle of influence on your platforms. Leave a comment telling me where you're watching from, and if you're able, support the mission by making a birthday gift through the link on your screen. May God bless you. May God bless your church. May God continue to strengthen our communities through faith, service, and partnership. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Day 6, Funding Monday. God bless. Good night.